One of my favorite plays in the game is the single back bunch, and we're going to use the all receiver package, and we like to flip the PA end around. Now the reason why I like this play so much is because it causes man assignments to switch, and the way I set it up is I drag the X receiver, smart route the A receiver, and streak the Y receiver. Now what you're going to see happen here is that the defenders guarding the X and A receivers switch assignments, allowing the A receiver to be wide open against man coverage. And even if they don't switch, they're gonna basically run into each other, allowing the crazy separation you just saw. Now most of the time they will switch, but even if they don't switch, as they didn't here, I mean both of the players are wide open. I mean we could have hit the drag, but we just chose to slant out. Now if you look at it again, the same thing is pretty much going to happen. We also can have the running back as well. The B receiver is crucial as well. I mean, there's so many different reads on this play. See that the drag route we hit this time over the middle easily. The B receiver is on a crazy crossing route that really smokes bump and run most of the time, unless you just get a crazy jam. Now, if we call bump and run here, you'll see that we have many reads as well for man coverage. Pretty much the slant out is pretty much our first read, because most of the time it doesn't even get bumped, but even if it does, it will pretty much smoke the bump and run coverage. But you also have the running back as well as the crossing route. See how the crossing route just kills the bump. It's wide open. I mean, we could have just thrown that immediately for an easy 10-yard gain at least over the middle of the field. Look at this. I mean, just smokes the bump and run coverage. Running back into the flat route. This is a unique flat route, and bump and run coverage is always late into the flats, so that's open as well. This play can eat up zone just as easily, and it can also block the heat from man or zone easily as well. So, for instance, if someone's bringing some sort of outside pressure that these days a lot of people are bringing. Basically, just some sort of overload with it. People like to bring is something like this, where they just put the linebacker over the tackle and then blitz this guy down and then contain the opposite player, the D tackle. Something like that is a very simple overload a lot of people are bringing these days. Now, not sure why exactly we have that guy blitzing. We shouldn't. But to block something like this, I mean, you can block the tight end is probably the best way to do it and leave the rest of your reads the same. Now, if it's coming from the opposite side, you could motion him over to hike the ball. You can motion him back and then hike the ball when he's in the A gap, or you could just leave him B. So, see, I mean, it's really just up to you as far as what what your comfort level is. And here you see how he just blocks the defensive end, so gives us time to get our reads going. Your first reads against zone are going to be basically the running back and the slant out. You just read how the players react. If the flats are open, take the flats. If the flats are covered, the slant out's going to be open. Also, you got the drag over the middle. Now, if they're just playing basic zone and not really blitzing you, I would just go ahead and with the same setup. You don't need to block the player in that instance. And say they are covering the flats, something to this nature, that probably means that if the flats are covered, as I said before, the slant out is open. So it's just, a very pretty much simple read against zone, and the blocking is tremendous as well. And if they cheat, the sidelines and the flats, then you're going to have this streaking guy down the slot wide open, not even to mention the drag coming over the middle. I mean, there's really no way good way anyway, to defend this play when you have proper reads.